Well, this is Jared with Stampede Blues, your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap, and the Colts won on the road in Houston, as per usual. Final score 31 to nothing. First road shutout since '92. Got to be happy with that, right? And then in addition to that, Colts ran the damn ball today, right? Jonathan Taylor, 32 carries, 143 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, and oh boy, has he blossomed into quite the running back. And who doesn't like running the ball? Carson Wentz, 16 for 22, 158 yards, touchdown, sacked once. Didn't have to do much, man. Colts controlled this game from front to back. Right off the bat, Kenny Moore gets an interception. I find it so crazy. It feels like they want the Colts to lose. Every time the Colts do something good, it has to get like reviewed, and it takes 5 minutes. It's like, are you sure something good's allowed to happen in Indiana? Um, Especially if you're an Indiana sports fan, just like I know, that sometimes it feels like you're cursed, but not today. Today, Davis Mills was 6 for 14 for 49 yards, and Tyrod Taylor was 5 of 13 for 45 and an interception. The Colts had 4 sacks, um, held Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor to abysmally low production. Now, did allow 19 carries for 84 yards. That's 4.4 yards a carry. But if you take out Brandon Cook's 16-yard run, that looks a lot less appealing. We're talking about 18 carries for 58 yards, which is about 3 and some change yards a carry. So Colts did real well. Not only uh, shutting down what the opponent wanted to do, um, in all phases. And I think that's the first time the Colts have done this defensively. And again, I think the Texans are probably like the worst team in the league, or one of the worst teams in the league, 2-10. Brandon Cooks, 3 catches for 38 yards. As far as running the ball, Rex Burkhead, 8 carries for 30 yards. Nothing really to speak of offensively for the Texans, but that's going to happen when you turn the ball over, when you fumble it, when you throw interceptions, when you get sacked a bunch. Um, and then, of course, gotta say, hey, Taylor lost the fumble today. You're allowed to do that when you get 30 plus carries and 140 plus yards and a couple tutters. But yeah, even Deion Jackson ate today, 6 carries, 19 yards. Michael Pittman become one of my favorite players. He's almost automatic. He did drop a little gimme touchdown, and he's gonna catch hell for that. And he'll go work himself out of those problems. But 6 catches on 8 targets for 77 yards. He's invaluable. Nyheim Hines showed a little burst today that you hadn't seen in a while. T.Y. Hilton, a couple catches, looked real good. And like I said, getting a complete game out of your team this late in the season, healthy. Obviously missed Ryan Kelly, right? But Danny Pinner came in, and things were okay, right? Um, Again, not one of those big yardage games, but putting 30 on somebody and shutting them out on the road is a big deal. Even though it is Houston, which is kind of like Indianapolis' second home, I have a feeling Magic City is good to just about any professional athlete that's got the money and the time. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on here. Um, for the Colts today. I did want to point out Camus Gruger Hill had 20 total tackles today for Houston, and Bobby Okereke led the Colts in tackles. So yeah, Colts get a win that you have to have, division win on the road late in the season. We talked about it earlier this week on the Coltist. Mateo and I did, where we talked about how this is a game you expect to win. This is a game you expect to win big, and it's on the road too. So these are those real juicy wins that you feel real good about. Um, and shout out to guys like Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore is kind of one of those players that every season has done nothing but make big plays. And since Darius Leonard's come along, he's not getting quite the run. And I just want to be one of those people sticking my neck out and saying, hey man, Kenny Moore's playing out his shorts, and that's a guy that I like in the Pro Bowl or as an All Pro. So yeah, this has been Jared with Stampede Blues. This has been your Indianapolis Colts post game wrap. Above 500, 7-6. Gonna have to continue to get it done. Obviously, got a big home tilt against Jesus, Emperor Palpatine. I mean, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. But the Colts get them at home, coming off a big road win, healthy. Hopefully, you get a guy like Ryan Kelly back, and then you can get a full, complete game out of your starters. I did find it funny they took Carson Wentz out of the game today. I just find that funny. But I also find it even funnier that they didn't even let Ellinger throw. So it's almost like they earlier this year they put in Jacob Eason. He throws a pick, and they decide, if we put in the rookie, he ain't throwing. So yeah, I think like all 6 plays they ran were run plays. I think Deion Jackson got all those carries right. But yeah, big win. Got a big game coming up though. This one will be fun. I think the Colts should win this game against a young quarterback. But if anybody's going to give the Colts hell, it's Bill Belichick, right? A Bill Belichick coached football team. Um, yeah, and while they are our nemesis, um, or at least that's how I see the Patriots. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about all Colts fans, but I know that lots of been fans for 10 or 15, 20 years. Probably not got a little bit of a salty taste in your mouth for the Patriots because they've been beating your ass um, for 20 plus. So this would be a huge home win that sort of, to me, turns a corner for the franchise, right? If the Colts can get up on, if Colts, if the this regime can get on top of the Patriots in the regular season, it makes them a lot easier to beat in the playoffs because you've already done it. It's easier to do what you've already done. So yeah, I think that's where I'll leave us. Hopeful 7-6. Um, a game above 500, coming off a complete game, a big road win, big road division win, and then you got to back it up against arguably probably the hottest or second hottest team in the AFC. And like I said, somebody that you probably want to see him first when it doesn't knock you out of the playoffs, even though kind of need to win them all, right? We've been talking about that. So lots to digest over the next few days. Can still get better, and that's what I feel after that game. As I come away thinking, didn't really test them deep today. Could have, didn't really do that. Interesting, but don't need to do that, right? When you blank someone 31-0, it was never really a game. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Holidays are around the corner. Holidays are here. We'll see you after next week's game.